share with you some of my absolute favorite makeup products that can be found at the drugstore. Now, I did do one of these videos before, I believe maybe a year or two ago. I will link to it below if you're interested. We'll get started with face products, and I've talked about this foundation before, and it's the CoverGirl Outlast foundation. I did do a more in-depth video of it, which I will link to just because I don't want this video to get too long. But if you have oily skin, give this a try because it's a wonderful foundation. It did not break me out. It's not very scented. It has a very, very faint, clean, almost soapy smell, but it does not linger onto the skin. It is a slightly thicker foundation, so I find the best way to apply it is with one of those like densely packed synthetic kabuki brushes. I have it in the shade 910, which is called Classic Ivory. Now this is what I bought because I bought this back in the winter time when I was a lot paler. I usually use it with the Soleil Tan de Chanel in order to bring the color, to make it darker, or I mix it with some darker foundations that I have. But today, that is the foundation that I have on, and I use my method with the Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzer just to darken the color a little bit. So I love this foundation. I highly recommend it if you have oily skin, a combination oily. So it's a great foundation for the summertime, it has SPF 20 in it. It is awesome. The only thing is, it does come with a pump, which is good. A lot of drugstore foundations don't, but it gets really messy for some reason. It's not a very secure system. I guess, well, it does have like a locking system, so I should probably do both. So make sure you lock it and then put the lid on, because if you don't, sometimes it leaks and it just looks a little bit messy, but this is awesome. The next two things, if you follow my blog and you watch my Get Ready With Me videos that I post there every once in a while, you will know that I use these products a lot. They are kind of my go-to products when I'm in a hurry for every day, and it's the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles. This is the one in the shade 60, and it's the Brightener. I find that if I pair it with something like this is the Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer. This is in the shade Very Fair / Light. The light pink of this kind of brightens and counteracts the blue, and I use this on top to just kind of neutralize the area. And these two just work wonders under my eyes. I love this combination. I do have a slightly better performing high-end combination that I use with the Armani corrector and then Dior Nude concealer. That's kind of what I've been saving for special occasions, but for every day, these do the trick. They're amazing. And sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I use this concealer all over my face. I just kind of it comes with a wand, so I just kind of dab it on, usually, you know, around my nose and the center of my face, or on any spots where I have more acne scars and stuff like that. And then I use one of those kabuki brushes all over just to kind of blend it in, and it works just as well. For eyeshadow, that's the one category that I think I'm very, very, very picky when it comes to eyeshadow, and I don't love a lot of drugstore eyeshadows just because I find them hard to work with. I don't want to put a lot of effort in, but this eyeshadow is gorgeous in terms of color, the pigmentation, the way it blends on the eye, and it's also what I'm wearing today. And it's the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the color 890 Bronze Taupe. And these are these products are meant to be kind of a dupe for the Giorgio Armani, what's it called, the Eyes to Kill Intense eyeshadows. I have one of those as well that I like, but the color of this is just gorgeous. It's one of those colors that looks like it could be a very high-end color. It's one of those a bronze taupe, so the name is very accurate. It's super pigmented, very creamy. I do find the best way to apply this color is with my fingers. So I just apply it with my finger, I dab it on, and then I take a fluffier brush and I blend it out, and then sometimes I add a lighter color, like a matte color. Like today I did Soft Brown by MAC just to kind of blend everything out and make it look more diffused. But this eyeshadow is gorgeous, and it performs and looks just as nice as a high-end eyeshadow. The rest of the products are all lip products, and the first two are balms. Aquaphor, which I believe I've talked about on my blog. This is just my go-to lip treatment. I use this instead of shelling out the money for an expensive sugar lip scrub. I mix in some sugar with this and I make my own lip scrub, or I just use a Q-tip with some of this on and I rub it on my lips for an exfoliant. It's really nice as an overnight treatment as well. Sometimes if I want something that's a little bit more delicious, that smells really nice, I've really enjoyed this Nivea lip butter. This is the Vanilla Macadamia Kiss. The only thing I don't like about this is that it comes in a tin. I don't like don't really like to dip my finger in a tin of product, but oh my god, this smells so good. I'll have to make an exception. I like using this product, not really as an overnight treatment. It's not super hydrating, and it's not gonna work wonders if you have very dehydrated, flaky lips. But I like to use this as a primer. So before I apply my lipstick, before I do my makeup, I will put this on. I'll do my foundation, my eye makeup and all that, and then at the very end, I will kind of blot the excess and then apply my lip product. So that's kind of what I've been using this for, and I really like it. The last three are lipsticks, and this first one is probably my favorite. I might have mentioned this in my other Drugstore Favorites video because I've been loving this for over a year now, but this is the Revlon Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Charm. This is my go-to color in the spring and summertime. It's a gorgeous nude peach kind of color, and I love it. I love the way it looks on me. I love the way it wears. The finish is very beautiful, and the pigmentation is great. It's not drying. I can't say enough good things about it. I've just loved this so much. I know they have a ton of different colors. I haven't even been tempted to try any other colors just because I love everything about this. So I am very satisfied. The next lipstick is by Essence, and this was $2.99. This is probably the cheapest product I will show in this video, and it's their lipstick in the shade number 52 in the Nude. It's quite a sheer but buildable pinky nude color, and it has a sheen. It's not a very glossy finish, but it definitely has a sheen to it, and I love this. I brought this lipstick with me in Romania, and I was reaching for it almost every single day. The last one is my most recent drugstore purchase. There are a couple of other colors in the range that I also enjoyed, but this is my favorite. And this is the L'Oreal color Riche. It's from that Color Caress line or something, and it's the shade number 181 Sheer Linen. I saw this in a video when Lisa D1 mentioned it, and as soon as I saw it swatched on her hand, and she said that if you like Dior Incognito, you will like it, I went to the drugstore and bought it because Dior Incognito is one of my favorite lipsticks, and it's not as dark as Incognito. It's a more sheer, slightly warmer version of that, but I absolutely love this color. I love the finish of it, the pigmentation. It just goes on so smooth. It doesn't accent any flakes or lines you might have in your lips. It is gorgeous. And there's this other color called, I think it's called Cardinal Plume. That's very pretty red, like a sheer red, that I might get next because I love the look of that. But I have one honorable mention. I wouldn't really put this in my favorites because I don't think I will repurchase it, just because there are other products in the high-end spectrum that I like more and that I would need to finish before I would even think of repurchasing something like this, but it is not bad, and it is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This is what it looks like. A lot of people talk about it. I have the shade 011 Creamy Natural. I think there's like a translucent version of this too. Either way, it doesn't have a lot of coverage or anything. It is a very nice powder, but you have to be very careful because it can be too matte. I like to be shine free, but I don't like my skin to be looking dull. I like a nice satin finish for my skin, and I find that a lot of more high-end powders offer that. Like for example, the new Chanel, the Les Beige powders, those and the NARS Light Reflecting, those take away extra shine, but they don't make your face look dull, and they still keep you from looking super greasy, and you can use them to blot throughout the day, if you know what I mean. But this is not bad. The secret to be able to wear this, and I actually have it on today, the secret to be able to wear this for me has been just using a very big fluffy brush with it. If I use anything less fluffy, if I use something like a MAC 129, one of those types of brushes, those do not work, because if the brush is too dense, it will just pack on way too much of the product and your skin will just look super dead and matte, and I don't want that. I want my skin to still have some sheen to it. So I've just been using a really big powder brush from Sonia Kashuk, the biggest powder brush that they make, and just lightly dabbing it into this powder and then using it all over. So I have been enjoying it, but I don't think I'll repurchase just because for the reasons I mentioned before. But it is not bad. So if you're looking for a setting powder and you have oily skin and you're on a budget, that is it for me. Those are the products that I have been loving from the drugstore. Please feel free to share any of your favorites in the comments below. I'm always on the lookout for the next new thing, especially with these lipsticks. Let me know what your favorite colors are, because I even like the way they smell, just like those Clarins lipsticks that I really like. The Clarins Rouge Prodige, and yeah, these are really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!